and welcome to tonight's episode of The Invisible Woman. I am your host, Joyce Williams. Thank you so much for choosing to tune in with me tonight. Thank you so much for subscribing to the YouTube channel, The Invisible Woman Talk Show, for liking the pages, for checking out the website, jwinvisiblewoman.com. I'm going to give you a minute to grab your friends, grab some snacks, whatever it is that you need. Come back, hurry back. You know why? Because this show is your show, The Invisible Woman Talk Show. Have an amazing episode for you tonight. Stay tuned. Welcome back to tonight's episode of The Invisible Woman. I got an email from a viewer that's called Situationship Expert. And so Miss Situationship Expert and I had a long conversation. But anyway, let me read the email that she wrote. And she said, I was talking to this guy. We were talking for a few weeks, going strong. He seemed to be really into me and I was into him. Suddenly things got weird. He started texting slower, calling less. And then he tells me he's very busy. He just don't have time for a relationship. I was hurt and I wondered if I did something to run him away. Sometimes I can be a bit much. I'll admit that. He said it was him and not me. The old classic line. I did like that he told me something, but it just left me with a sting. How can someone be too busy for love? I think about that movie where the woman says he's just not that into you. Anyway, thanks for listening. I love to hear your thoughts. Here's my number, and hopefully you're not too busy to call. And me and Situationship Expert had a long conversation, and I'm telling you, I could have written this email myself because I've been there. I'm sure you've been there. We as women, we've been there. We've gotten that person that you met and you feel like you're connecting with and things are going really well, and then all of a sudden it's just like poof. They get ghost on you, they disappear on you, or they just go totally cold, and you're just sitting there wondering, what happened? What went wrong? Are they really just too busy for love? Are they just too busy for me? We're going to be right back with more Invisible Woman right after this short break. We are talking about making time for me. We'll be right back with more Invisible Woman right after this short break. Stay tuned. Make time for this show because this show is your show, The Invisible Woman Talk Show. Stay tuned. Welcome back to tonight's episode of The Invisible Woman Talk Show. We're talking about making time for me. Making time for me. And just like Situationship Expert and I were talking about, when you're with somebody and you're getting to know them, then that is a point where you guys should be hanging out. You should be making time for each other. You should be prioritizing. And if you're not, why not? Are they too busy for you? Or are they just, like she said, not that into you? Because when you ask somebody to hang out and they are kind of vague, kind of like, I'm busy. We can do this another time. Maybe later. I'll let you know. Then I hate to be the one to break it to you, but they're not interested in you. Because if a person is interested in you, they want to spend time with you. They want to make time for you. So they would give you a valid reason. They would be like, you know what? I'd love to go out with you Friday, but I have to work, or I'm cutting my mother's lawn, and whatever the situation is, they're going to let you know. And then they're going to give you an alternative. Be like, you know what? This Friday, I got something going on really big, important, but what about Saturday? But if a person is not feeling you, you can best believe there's no follow-up. It's just, well, I'm busy right now. We'll have to see about that. Maybe some other time. They're going to be very vague. They're just going to be like, my schedule's really packed right now, But, yeah, they're not going to give you, they're going to brush you off. So that's how they're going to do. They're going to brush you off. They're going to be very vague. But if they're really into you, they're feeling you, then, yeah, it's going to be like, I got something coming up, but there's that but to let you know that you know what, insert yourself right here, kind of like that. So they're not going to brush you off. They're not going to be vague with you. They're going to let you know. Communication is important when you're getting to know somebody. So if they're communicating with you, then yeah, they are feeling you. They are green lighting. Go ahead, keep it going. But if they're not, it's going to be redder than my hair. Red flags. When you see the red flags that early on, just go ahead on, move around, because they're not feeling you. Like I said, they're not giving you a definite on their schedule. I'm just so busy right now. No. Things are kind of crazy at the moment. No. I'd love to do this another time. Maybe Tuesday. Green light, keep it going. Understand? It's like I said, people are going to prioritize what's important. Let me reiterate that. You prioritize what's important. And if they don't want to spend time with you, you're not important enough for me to spend time with you. You're not important enough for me to prioritize you. We'll be right back with more Invisible Woman right after this short break. Stay tuned. Welcome back to tonight's episode of The Invisible Woman. We're talking about making time for me. And so, guys tend to think that guys are so complicated, but it's really not. They're really not as complicated as women are. We are very complicated. I'm just being honest. But, if a guy is making you question your position, question how they feel about you, he's not interested in you. I mean, just break it down. I don't really hate to be the bearer of bad news here. But if you are doubting where you are, if you don't know where you stand, then honey, sit down. Because you have no importance there. Because if you are important, you're going to know. They're going to make you feel important. They're going to include you in things that are going on. You're not going to be clueless. But if you're clueless, you don't know what's going on, you don't know where you stand, you don't have a title, you have no clue what's going on, you don't even know if they really like you, that means they don't. They don't. A good man is not going to just leave you sitting at home doubting whether he's busy or does he really like you. He's going to let you know. He's going to make sure he explains his reasons for not being able to see you. He's going to make sure that you understand. So he's going to not be vague. He's not going to be secretive. He's going to let you know. He's going to communicate that. Now, if you only hear from them when they want something, no. He's definitely not into you. He's using you. He's taking advantage of you. You are a, what was the last episode we were talking about? Attachments. We're talking about attachments, how like they use you to get what they need and what they want. Yeah, no, sweetheart. Not important, not a priority. You are being taken advantage of. Because guys when they're interested in you, they don't call you just because they want something. They may, I'm talking about like, I need $20. I need a ride. I need you to watch my kids. Whatever the situation is, I'm just saying, just throwing some stuff out there, some examples so you understand. My point is, they're not contacting you just because they want something, whether it's your body, whether it's your money, whatever it is. They're not contacting you unless they want something. They're not interested in you. Because a person that likes you, they're going to talk to you whenever. They're going to make time for you all the time, whenever. And when they can't make time for you, when you have an explanation, you have a reason. You know what? I'm really thinking about you right now. That little quick text, I'm thinking about you, But yeah, like I said, if they're just calling you because they want something, not just to hang out with you, wake up. They're not into you. They don't like you. They're using you. Man, I feel like the bad guy this episode, the bad girl. Man, I'm not trying to be. I'm trying to empower you. That's what this show is about, empowering you. And I refuse to leave you in the dark, wondering and thinking and hoping when you need to know. And when I found out, guess what? I know you're going to know. We're going to find out. We're going to be in the know together so that you won't be wondering, questioning, doubting anything. Know where you stand. Are you making time for me? No. Then you're not a priority. We're going to be right back with more Invisible Woman right after this short break. Stay tuned. Welcome back to tonight's episode of The Invisible Woman. We're talking about making time for me. So you got a guy that's interested in you. That's what he says. I really like you, and you really liking him too. But he is only making time for you when it benefits him. He is busy any other time. When you call him, when you need him, when you're reaching out to him, he's busy. He don't have time to text back. He don't have time to call back. You notice that he's read your text messages, but guess what? You still on read. He hasn't responded. He does not reply. It could be days. It could be hours. The point is, he has not responded to you, but he likes you, quote unquote. Yes. But my point is, he does not. He likes your benefits. Whatever those benefits are, he's feeling your benefits. He's not feeling you, my dear. Because if he was, he would make some time for you. He would respond to you. He'd reply to you. He would call you. That's what people do when they're interested in you. But when they are not, when they're only using you because it's beneficial for them, then no, they are not calling you unless they need you. They are not reaching out to you unless they want something from you. That's how it works. You're beneficial, I'm calling you. I need you, I'm calling you. I don't need you, I don't have time for you. I actually, years and years ago, talked to somebody that was at work. And while they were at work, they used to talk to me. But then when they got out of work, we had no communication. So it was just kind of like they used me to pass their time at work. And so when they got out of work, they wouldn't call, they wouldn't text. I couldn't get anything from them, no kind of communication, because it was just convenient for them while they were at work. Actually, I don't think texting was out like that. It was like emailing. We were emailing each other back and forth all day long, just emailing. Well, all night long, because they worked a night shift job. And so I'd be up and I'd be emailing, they'd be responding. But then the daytime come, there was nothing until they went back to work. So I was like, yeah, definitely not feeling me. I was a person to pass their time while they were at work. And if that is happening to you, they are only talking to you at a certain time of day or night. Any other time, there's no communication, there's no reply, there's no response. You are convenient, honey. And they are using you as a seat filler to pass their time. They could have somebody else that they're spending all their time, 90% of their time with, and you get that 10%. Just letting you know, you're not a priority. Yeah. We'll be right back with more Invisible Woman right after this short break. Stay tuned. Welcome back to tonight's episode of The Invisible Woman. We're talking about making time for me. Now remember, when you guys first started talking and you would get those good morning, beautiful text messages, you would get those thinking about you during the day messages, even those little short phone calls. Hey, I just want to hear your voice. And now all of a sudden, you texting first, you texting last, you texting in between, you doing all the calling, you're doing all the reaching out. It's all on you now. You know why? Because he's moving different, he's acting different, he's not interested in you anymore. So whatever it was that he was interested in you for has passed. It's over. He's not interested in you anymore. Because now he's not making time for you. Now you're not a priority. Because, at first it was good morning, beautiful. So that means when he woke up, you were on his mind. during the day before, during the day you get those little text messages, you was on his mind during the day. Before he laid down at night, he wanted to make sure he talked to you. You were on his mind that night. But now, you're not on his mind anymore. So is it because somebody else is on his mind? Or, yeah, the situation is he doesn't like you anymore. He's not interested in you. I don't know, was he traditionally interested in you and then something happened? But all I'm telling you now is that at this point, he's not interested in you. It's over. Because if he was interested in you, he would still call you. He would still text you. He'd want to talk to you. Because at this point, you guys have been talking for a while now, right? So he's really liking you, right? And if he really likes you, then he wants to talk to you. He wants to see you. He wants to be with you. But if he's not doing that, he doesn't like you. He's not interested in you. You want to be with somebody that you like, or even falling in love with. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to talk to you. But if he's not doing that, that's a no. He's not interested in you. If, especially like if you've been on a few dates and you just started seeing each other, you know how it is when you first start seeing each other, everything's hot and heavy. You just like, you're all in that bliss, you have those butterflies. So you're in this butterfly stage. So of course he should be wanting to talk to you. He should be wanting to see you. You're in the butterfly stage. But if he's not, nah, he's not interested in you, and he doesn't want you to think that he's interested in you. So now he's going to pull back because, man, she think I really like her. I don't like her like that. Let me pull back. Phone calls, text messages, all that, slow it up, nonstop. It's done. We'll be right back with more Invisible Woman right after this short break. Stay tuned. Welcome back to tonight's episode of The Invisible Woman. We're talking about making time for me. I'm over here like, y'all, don't jump ship on me. Because we're like, you know what? She doing the most tonight. No. I'm just keeping it real for you. Keeping it real for you and for me. So, sometimes we got to learn those hard lessons. It might be tough. It might be difficult to say, but it needs to be said. He's not making time for you. He's not interested in you. And just say, for instance, okay, you guys have planned on going out. You made plans. He was like, Friday night, hit me up. We're going to do it 7 o'clock. Let's do it. All right. So you're calling him. It's 3 o'clock. You just kind of confirming your plans. You text him. He don't reply. 6 o'clock comes. You text him again. Hey, just confirming the plans. Nothing hearing from him at all. You call him, no response. Then he comes back with, the next day or, way later on saying to you, oh, well, my phone died. I didn't have it on me. Or whatever the situation is. He got a pitiful excuse. He was avoiding you. He doesn't respect you. He doesn't respect your time. And he's not interested in you. You know what? If he was very interested in you, then he would have been making plans for you. Let me just point that out first and foremost. He would have been like, you know what? Hey, there's this movie coming out that I want to see. You want to go see this movie with me? He would have been making plans for you if he was really into you, but he didn't. And you made plans, and then he didn't come through because you're not a priority, because he's not feeling you. Because at that time, somebody else was more beneficial to him than you were. And it could be like, and just say that if he was really busy, if something really came up and he cared about you, you would have known. He would have been like, man, I really, he would have responded as soon as he could. Hey, oh my gosh, my phone died. I didn't, I couldn't get in touch with you, but I'm so sorry. Let's do this. I'm going to do something to make it up. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a gesture because he's feeling you and he doesn't want to leave you hurt. He doesn't want to see you hurt because he cares about you. But if he's not feeling you, oh, well, it is what it is. My phone died. What you expect me to do? No. Attitude, doubt, he doesn't like you. Well, actually, it is no doubt. The doubt was in your head was wondering was he like you or not. But baby, it's right there. He doesn't like you. If he never asks you out on a date, you are always the one asking to hang out all the time. He's avoiding you. He doesn't want to hang out with you. And like I said, it could be now he decides to go because he doesn't have anything else to do. And you're probably going to pay for the meal anyway, so he's going to get a chance to eat for free. So, yeah, he's going to go eventually because, yeah, she's going to feed me. She's going to pay for it. She asked me out. So, yeah, if he never asking you out or if he's giving those one-word answers and he barely responds to your texts, to your messages, he's not interested in you. Because a guy that's really interested in you, girl, they text you forever. They constantly texting you. They texting back fast. They are smiling emojis, kisses emojis, all that stuff. It's just, yeah, he's not interested if he's not doing any of those things. Slow responses, no responses. You're always doing the asking. You're always doing the paying. You're always doing whatever it is that you're doing, initiating the contact. He's not feeling you. We'll be right back with more Invisible Woman right after this short break. Stay tuned. I need a break. I need a break. You need a break. We need a break. Stay tuned. Welcome back to tonight's episode of The Invisible Woman. We're talking about making time for me. And I just got to tell you, there is no such thing as not having enough time for anybody or being too busy for somebody. There is not an excuse because you make time for the things that you want. When you want it bad enough, when you want something to work bad enough, you make time for it. Just point blank, period. That's just it. If it's in a relationship and you really want that relationship to work out, you really want to make something happen, you're going to make time. You're going to make sure that that person knows how you feel about them. There's no doubt, no room for, I wonder how, I wonder if. No. There's no wondering because you're going to know. They're going to make sure that you are aware. I really like you. I'm feeling you. I'm making time for you. They're going to make time for you. When you hear somebody say, I just don't have time, what they're really saying is that I'm not willing to make time for you in my life. Because that's what it is, plain and simple. Trust me. I've been on both ends. I know this and I know. I'm too busy to focus on a relationship right now. What they're really saying is I'm too busy to focus on this relationship with you. I'm not willing to prioritize you. I'm not really, there's, like I said, there's no such thing as being too busy for somebody that you care about. There's no such thing as being too busy for something that you really want. If you really want that relationship, if you really want that person in your life, you're going to make time. And like I said, what they're telling you is that you are not a priority. I don't have time for you because I promise you they are making time for some other things. They're making time for other things in their life. They might be making time for somebody else, but they're not making time for you because you are not the one. If you really want something, you'll find a way. No excuses. You'll find a way to make it work. If you're in a relationship with somebody that is too busy for you, not making time for you, then you need to reevaluate if that is the relationship that you want to be in. Because you need to know your own worth. You need to know your own self-value. And are you willing to be in a situation or a relationship where that person is telling you to your face, You're not a priority for me. Do you really want to be in that situation? That is a question you're going to have to answer within yourself. Because like I said, you see them making time for other things. We're going to be right back with more Invisible Woman right after this short break. Stay tuned. Welcome back to tonight's episode of The Invisible Woman. We're talking about making time for me. Now ask yourself this question. How long does it take to send a text message? How long? And when you really like that person, how long did it take you to respond to their message? Nobody is too busy. It's just a matter of priorities. What number on their priority list are you? Are you up here, top of the priorities? Are you all the way down here, the bottom of their priorities? Are you not even on the list at all? You're at the back of the burner, sis. Not even a priority at all. You deserve a phone call. You deserve a text message. You deserve somebody who's giving you their attention, who's making time for you. It's not a lot to expect somebody to carve out a little of their time for you. It's not a lot to expect somebody to show you how much they appreciate you and to love on you. You're not expecting a lot. So Miss Situationship Expert, you weren't expecting a lot when you were expecting them to be there for you. You were just expecting it from the wrong person. It doesn't take a lot of effort to show somebody that, I really like you. You feeling people that are not feeling you. I mean, I don't even know how else to say it. You're disappointing. They're disappointing you. And you're going to continue to allow them to disappoint you? Are you? What are you going to do? Are you going to continue to let them disrespect you? Or are you going to listen to what they're saying with their actions, what they're saying with their words, what they're saying by not saying it? Because when they say actions speak louder than words, they really do. They really do. And their actions are saying, I don't care about you. You're not a priority for me. I'm too busy to talk to you. I'm too busy to check on you. I'm too busy for you. Do you find yourself being there for everybody else, but when you need somebody to be there for you, they're busy. They don't have time for you. They can't make time for you. But you find yourself making time for them. You dropped everything because they called. But then when you call, no, they're not even answering. They're definitely not going to drop anything for you. You're not a priority. Because it's not about having time. It's about making time. Because a lot of us don't have time. I don't have the time for this. I can't do this right now. But I promise you, you're going to make the time for what's important. You're going to make the time to do the things that matter. You're going to prioritize. You're going to move some stuff around to make sure that you get it done when it's important to you. So when you are important to them, they're going to move some stuff around. You're going to know that you're important. You're going to feel important. They're going to let you know that you are a priority. Red flags all over the place. They're not making time for you. They're not calling you back. They're not responding to your messages. Red flags all over the place. But then your girlfriend is still telling you, it's okay. He's going to call. No. Don't let them patty cake you anymore. No. He's not interested. He's not going to call. He may be using you for convenience when it's beneficial for him. Otherwise, no, sis. He's not gonna contact you. We'll be right back with more Invisible Woman right after this short break. Stay tuned. Welcome back to tonight's episode of The Invisible Woman. We are talking about making time for me. And I want to take a minute to show you my t-shirt. I wore my t-shirt today and it says, let me show you. It says, I'm expensive all the time. So stop asking when I'm free. I just thought it was just perfect for this occasion. But yeah. I thank you so much for taking out the time to spend this brief moment with me. I feel like we just was in a fight, y'all. We got brutal up in here for a second. I didn't mean to be so brutal tonight, so blunt, but man, it just, yeah, it had to be said. And like I said, it affected me too, because I've been there, done that, experienced that. So I'm not just talking to you, I'm talking to myself. But guess who learned from that? Me. Again, thank you for joining me tonight. God bless and good night.